Hello everyone and welcome to Hardspace Shipbreaker. This game launched a couple of years ago into early access and I picked it up at the time, had quite a lot of fun with it, but put it aside until it had some improvements, and now it's just launched into 1.0, it's out of early access, this is the full version, and they've added a huge amount to the game. So what this game is a game where you take apart ships. You are a salvage worker in a ship-breaking yard in outer space. So I'm really excited to look at what the new stuff they've added is like, what the experience is like, and thought I'd definitely like to get some recordings of this done to show all you people what this is like in its current state. So I'm going to start a new campaign, and we've got different settings here. We've got open shift or standard, then if you get high enough level you can get limited and no revival, sort of bronze man mode, iron man mode. The difference between open shift and standard mostly seems to be the timer. So on standard you have it used to be 15-minute time limit, I don't know if it's still 15 minutes, and that's the end of your single shift. But then you could just start it up again the next day without too much of a penalty. It's just the sort of daily fees that you're paying. So basically you're paying daily fees per 15-minute shift. Open shifts you can take however long you want. There's also oxygen and standard mode, and apparently the oxygen drain has been removed in the advanced mode in open shift. So that's it. I kind of like the sound of open shift a bit more. With standard you could just keep going back to it anyway, taking your time. It's just a little bit of added stress. I want to make this a little more of a relaxed Zen type experience, trying to go for 100% or as close to 100% on the ships as I can. So I'm going to start with OpenShift. If you'd prefer to watch me do things on standard, do just let me know. Quite happy to bow to your whims. Okay, and so we do actually have the option for oxygen drain. I'm going to allow oxygen drain. I want to do without the shift timer, but I'm quite happy going back to get oxygen. That'll just give a little bit more tension there. I think that's a nice happy medium. Yeah, so here we are in our shitty Earth apartment. See lovely news in the background, food shortages, everything's going to hell. But we've just got our Shipbreaker application back. And excellent, we have been accepted into the program. We get to work in orbit. Yes, we will of course be Dr. Jeeves. No anti-corporate slang is accepted. And yeah, we're playing on open shift mode, which means that if we die, we have unlimited spare people. Question mark, don't know exactly how that is meant to work. And, well, it's to do with cloning, and there's some DNA crap from this, let's try not to die. Okay, and the voice IDs are all variations of screaming, so that's always fun. Okay, so our meal preference, let's go for vegetarian. I have no criminal record in terranor Martian zones. I am allowed to have a Jovian frontier criminal record, so nice and fun. I am not a member of the Workers' Union, always a good thing to have to tick when signing up to a new job. I don't have McCulloch's lung. I have no commercial real estate out in space. I will bring a positive attitude every day. I understand there are health risks. And I will vote for Chancellor Shung Zhang. Okay, excellent. So they're even telling me who to vote for. And of course this is a nice, very, very long statement with lots of things about I can die and they don't have to compensate me, everything is my fault, they own me for infinity. I already know the basics, so I'm going to skip the training and let's sign up.
Each day he steps into the yard to earn his wages working hard. I pray to the stars and heaven above to return my daddy to those he loves. If there comes a time when he and death meet, bless the next cutter that takes his seat.
Hello, Cutter 9346-52. Your automated Lynx onboarding experience will now begin. Please observe this important message.
Space, boundless promise, limitless resources, a brighter future. It's here where hard workers like you, the backbone of civilization, will help us pave the way to the galaxy. I'm Calicia Rai Paulson, president of Lynx Corporation's Salvage Division. When my great-great-grandfather Exeter founded Lynx, he foresaw a remarkable opportunity among the stars. His vision eventually brought us the railgates. Now spanning all the way to Jupiter, these are the veins connecting all of modern civilization. And the people flowing through them are its lifeblood. The railgates reinvigorated humanity and are key to our continued progress. You've been selected from among thousands of candidates to join the Lynx family. This is more than just a job. It's an opportunity to be part of the largest, most successful, and most pioneering company in human history. Your dream may be to forge your own destiny one day. Well, work hard, heed your superiors, believe in the Lynx vision. Do this, and you too will get your chance. Your first step is to join our Ever Work program, the greatest gift we give our employees, turning death into an ongoing opportunity for learning and growth. With Lynx, death is a fresh start. Good luck.
Okay, press to begin genetic extraction.
Video observation complete. To finalize onboarding, your genetic sequence will now be extracted for use with the Lynx EverWork Asset Replacement Program. Don't worry, pain levels during extraction are largely tolerable. Please note, as outlined in Section 31 of your employment agreement, the process of genetic extraction will destroy your original body. Beginning extraction now.
And then I died.
Extraction, analysis, and backup complete. Thank you. Beginning spare generation.
Congratulations, it is now safe to die. They just killed me. I'm now a different me. Excellent. So I got this brand new, lovely job, and they've just sent me a few expenses here. Minor things, $10,000 for seat selection, 1.5 million for delousing, 8 million for my apartment, 500 million for my genetic backup, a £500 administration fee, and of course $7.50 for displaying this fee report. I now owe them $1.2 billion. That's okay, they're nice, they'll let me pay that off. So once I earn back $1.2 billion, then I'll have my debt paid and I'll be free among the stars.
Hey Cutter, welcome aboard. The name's Weaver. I'm the foreman for yourself and a couple of other shipbreakers in this region. And welcome to your new home. There's everything you need. This is officially called a ready-made long-term employee habitation something or other. Around here, we just call it your hab. All right, let's start a new shift and pick your first shift to work on.
Right, so I've got my lovely crummy apartment. Oh, but I can decorate it. Alright, well, let's get started on our first shift. So we've got access to hazard level 2 ships here. We've got the heavy cargo or the station hopper. Or the light cargo variety as well. Just gonna go for this one, the Nebulously 4. Value of 5.6 million. So let's kick things off.
She's all yours, Cutter. Now try to remember, nanocarbon goes in the processor, aluminum goes in the furnace. Try to salvage the entire ship if you can. We call it using the whole buffalo. You'll hit your certs faster that way and start knocking out that debt of yours. Okay, your primary goal is to get to the next rank. Good luck out there, Cutter. We were out.
Yeah, so here we have a first ship. We can give it a little scan, take a look at what's inside. And what we need to do is break this down and put everything in the correct compartments. So if we look at something, it tells us what it needs to go in. So this body needs to go in the processor. Some other things will need to go into the furnace. And valuable things, like this fuel tank here, need to go in the barge. So I can grapple that. Pull it away. And the barge is down there. And go. Boop.
Salvage deposited. Applying credit to account.
I've also got the antenna we can rip off the top of this. Boop that in. And so some of this is just ripping the chunks off the back, but before long we're getting to things that we can't just rip off. For example, this is well and truly sealed there. But we can see in yellow it's got cut points next to it, so we need to cut that. So let's use our cutting tool, can cut open that side. cut open that side. And then this goes in the processor. It should find its way in there.
Object processed. Transferring credits.
Equally, while we're working on the outside here, I've got these big engines. Can just slice those neatly off. And hurl those down towards the ground. And off it floats. And we can do the same with the other one. And here we've got the cargo hatch. We can cut that open, or we can go in through the doorway. First I'm going to take these little panels off the side. These go in the... Oops. That was a bit more destructive than I had anticipated.
Valuable objects processed. Credits awarded.
I think it was still linked somewhere else and I've just ripped it off. This is all valuable, so it all goes into the processor.
I need you to head back to the kiosk on the starting platform to fill up your O2 stat.
Yeah, I just need to get that, get some oxygen here, which of course they charge for. Yes, they charge for everything here. Panel can go inside.
Object accepted for processing.
We've got two different modes on the lasers. We've got the beam laser, which is nice and quick. You need to watch it because it does cut in a beam and some things are not good for cutting. Or we can set it to the pinpoint mode, where it just melts whatever component you're pointing at it. A lot safer, but a bit slower. Just working on taking the front of this off. And take the entire front off. As long as they get near there, they get drawn in. Just don't have to be overly accurate with it. Let's give this a bit of a bump. Should be able to get all of this in the processor. And one big lump.
Valuable objects processed. Credits awarded.
Rip some of the rest of this apart. Well, I think that's most of what's on the outside removed. So we can head on inside. So this is already open and evacuated. On other missions, I'm going to have to take all of this apart a bit more carefully when we've got pressurized ships, because pressurized ships can lead to some very bad things. Alright, the airlock console goes in the barge.
Salvage deposit secured. Credits awarded.
So there's that one.
Salvage goal reached. Rewards
There we go.
assigned.
Got to the first salvage goal. The more of those I get, the more rewards I get. Alright. Got various consoles and things. Some cargo in here. Ooh, got a repair kit. So we can take that and use it to repair our stuff if it gets damaged later on. Here we do have thruster fuel here. Need to be a bit careful with that rear section. I'm going to start taking some of these panels off. We can open up ship, take some of the side walls off. It's going to be a lot easier to get stuff out. Just need to avoid the giant fuel containers that are all over, because they seem rather explosive.
Cutter, make your way back to the kiosk on the starting platform to fill up your O2. Blue ain't your color. Trust me on this one.
There you go.
Cutter, I need you to head back to the kiosk on the starting platform to fill up your O2 stat. We were out.
Nearly got trapped there without enough oxygen. Got some more oxygen. Just gonna climb in through the back of the ship. See what we've got going on here. Oh, I can just drag that out the back. If I can fit out the back. It doesn't fit. Okay, good to know. Well, I've taken that off at least. That's a start. See if I can crack this open a little bit more than I have. Start cutting all of these cutting points. Starting to get some bits seeming to come loose. Oh, crap. I accidentally set some things on fire. See if I can get any of them out before problem. Ow, I'm on fire now.
Note that prolonged exposure to high temperatures can lead to employee burnout.
Salvage destroyed.
Okay, so I need to be careful with my laser cutter. No, lost some cargo, nothing too bad. Managed to do what I was trying to do there and take this bottom panel off. Grab the lights off of these, get very disoriented, work out where the barge is, and boop it in.
Salvage deposit confirmed. Applying credit.
Do the same with the other light.
Salvage deposit registered. Account credited.
Alright, this is a thruster fuel pickup. I can just grab that. There we go. Got some more fuel. Press packet is just for rubbish purposes. OT is running low, not too critical right now. I'm just going to take the cargo hatch off. Okay.
Oxygen reserves are low.
That's fine.
Salvage registered. Transferring credits.
I believe the front section of the ship has actually come free. Really pretty background, skybox, so much going on there. There we go, more oxygen, head back. A hard crate to yank off. Hard crate goes in the barge. Nanocarbon goes in the
Credits transferred.
processor. Now we can pull this weird thingy out. That goes in the processor. Right. Now I don't really want to laser all of this lot off with the fuel canisters still there, so I'm going to try ripping these out. Just a bit nervous about these because if I set these on fire, it's going to do a little bit more than singe my suit. Can rip the consoles off, rip the lights out,
Salvage.
start taking apart the
Salvage deposit registered.
cockpit.
Count credit.
Got up to goal 2. Still do have the possibility of getting a perfect thing here for level 5. See the little red bar at the top is how much I've destroyed. So I've not destroyed too much to disqualify me.
Salvage deposit.
But I do need to be careful,
Recorded.
because when things go wrong in this, they tend to go very wrong very quickly. Rip out the old cockpit chair.
Warning. Your oxygen reserves are dropping below synthesis.
Salvage deposit accepted.
Okay, and then it's time to take a trip back to the oxygen. Spend another 16 grand. All very expensive, but what can you do? Alright, this section has come free, so I'm going to try yanking it out. Don't really know why it came free, but I've just been cutting things at random, so it does at least give me access into the little side panel. I see why I could get that one out. I cut this thing on the other panel. So that should now be free, and it is. I'm going to bring it over here and eat it into the processor. And that gives me a nice access to the fuel tank. That is possibly the last of the very dangerous things that I've ripped out. So I now should be able to slice a few more things.
Salvage deposited. Applying credit to account.
Okay, alright. And just rip out the access lights. Be a little more free with the laser cutter now dangerous things are no longer here. Just setting it onto the wide beam mode, it's not strong enough to cut through things like the airlocks, so don't have to worry about damaging that by mistake.
Warning.
And we take another trip back. As you can see, the ship's all starting to just fall apart as we've been cutting all of the breakpoints. This entire chunk here is all for the processor, so I can just boot that in. So this whole thing is just a big chunk of nanocarbon that goes in the processor. The airlock, however, is fancy and goes in the barge.
Salvage deposit secured.
It's another goal reached. Bump all of these in. Open up this side too. Bump all of these into the processor. My grapple is not very powerful, so it's a lot easier just to use the push function to bump things rather than grab and tug them in. Okay, it should be this segment all free to come away. And that gets shoved over there. Rip out the last few things in the cockpit. Goes in the barge. This entire segment should now be free to go away into the processor. Little fuel pipe can also go in the processor.
Processing valuable objects.
Got some random bits of trash that we can just chuck away into the furnace. Yeah, then this segment of the bridge is all aluminium, and that just goes into the furnace.
Warning. Oxygen reserves low. recommends regular gentle exercise to increase blood oxygen levels.
Grab some more oxygen. Almost level 4. Oh, I destroyed a door. There's a door in there apparently I didn't get. Yeah, plenty of oxygen once more. Now I can just work on the front of this. It's almost all going into the processor apart from the glass on the window.
Fuel levels are low.
Okay, my fuel levels are low, that's fine. There's a fuel canister in the rear. Alright, so I just get my laser cutter, line it up as best I can. And give it a good lasing. Over here. That good lasing. There we go, that's level 4.
Rewards allocated.
Let's cut the base of that off. Cut top of it off. And then we've got a nice bit of glass that can just go into the furnace.
Material accepted. Credits transferred.
And the rest of this can just go into the processor. Let's see if we can find where I left that fuel canister in the back. Yep, there it is. Okay, so
Fuel levels restored.
nicely full on fuel now. This should come away. Yep, this is coming away. Just gonna check it. I have taken its light off, so that's all good. These funny segments need to go into the processor. The pipe goes in the processor. It's a random bit of aluminium, but I got. This entire back section can come away now. It is very heavy though. And we've got a last little bit of
Object processed.
nanocarbon here. Alright, and then all of this is just the metal superstructure, which goes in the furnace. Ooh, 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 careful, careful. I just booped myself into somewhere I shouldn't have been. Okay, good to know. If I boop something that's very heavy, I go backwards instead. Trying to play ping pong with this giant thing. Alright, that looks like it's going in. Yeah, now I need to work out how to get this in. I can cut it, okay.
Valuable object processed. Credits awarded.
So I can just cut it into little chunks.
All rewards allocated.
Let's get some more oxygen, then I'll cut that to pieces and shove it away. I do love the look of all of the ships in this. This is really very home-rolled, and I absolutely adore that game. Yes, this is done by the same dev team that did Homeworld. I think it's not the same company anymore, but it's most of the same people. And you can see a lot of their design styles feeding through with everything here. Okay, destroyed some of it there, but now hopefully this is... Yeah, this is now just light enough that I can boop it. So I can get booped over there. So I'm going to boop it here.
Account credit applied.
Grab a couple of bits of scrap. Let's quick scan. Last little stick that I've not got yet. Boop. Cool. I think that's pretty much it. So let's head back. So that took 44 minutes. So on the normal mode that would have been 3 shifts worth. I probably wouldn't have done the sort of last shifts because it wouldn't have been worth it. I quite like that. I quite like taking my time and trying to get maximum yield. Oh, and then we can just end our shift. So there we go. Tried some little bits and bobs. Really not that much. But we got lots and lots of money in. Made 5 million profit. And we've got all of the unlocks. Alright, so I'm now level 4. Oh, and I've now been approved for dealing with electrical damaging ships. And I've got the Mackerel Exo Lab, which I can start taking apart. Being charged 500,000 in fees, but we made still 5 million profit. So if I was doing this on the sort of standard mode, it would have taken, if I'd done all of those 3, that would be 1.5 million off. So would be less efficient, but I like the sort of more relaxed style. Let me know what you think if you would like me panicking a bit more on the sort of more intense timed style. Do let me know, I'll certainly consider that, but I'm quite enjoying this. Cool, and I got a little sticker because I just got a perfect salvage. So I can go over to the equipment room, suit, so I can have a look at the equipment that we have. I've got a little stickers that I can put onto my equipment, that's really quite cute. So my equipment is degraded a bit, but nothing seems too damaged. I can get the tether module for my little grapple, which would be very useful. I've got 61 links tokens, only cost 5, so sounds like a good upgrade. Otherwise, to get any other upgrades, I need to be a higher rank. Here we have all of our ranks, so we're on rank 4 right now, so just unlock the Exo Lab. But as you go on, we've got a huge amount of extra tools, new ships that we can get. Really looking very, very cool. And I'd certainly like to keep doing this. If you'd like to watch, I am more than happy to keep recording these. Do just give the video a like or let me know down in the comments. And equally, let me know if you're happy with me playing on this current level where it's sort of more relaxed without the shift timer, or if you'd like me rushing a bit more to get in those 15-minute shifts. Otherwise, I hope I catch you in the next video. Until then, remember to be kind to yourself and everyone else. Cheers!